Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Winter is coming, and there is a big problem looming on the horizon. Why clearing the streets may take a lot longer when that first snow falls.
And it's going to look a whole lot different. 6 new members elected to Detroit City Council, but is it going to be enough to shake off the scandals that just don't seem to go away?
We're going to begin, though, with a moment that many children and their parents have been waiting for months to happen. Today, young children started getting their first doses of the COVID vaccine. Topping our news at 5, the CDC signed off on authorizing shots for those ages 5 to 11 last night, and some local health departments were ready to go right away.
Tonight, we're covering the story from multiple angles. Dr. Frank McGeorge is following efforts today from the state to get parents the facts about the vaccine for kids. But we're going to start with Paula Tutman live tonight following families who rushed out today to get some of those first doses. Paula.
Hi, yeah, Devin and Kim. So listen, here's the thing. It's so interesting that you said children and parents have been waiting for. I'm at the Verkulen Center in Macomb County, and honestly, I thought I would see happy parents going in, but what I'm seeing, honestly, are a lot of happy children going in. And I've never seen kids happy to get a shot before. At the Verkulen Center in Macomb County, children danced into the health department to get their vaccine and danced out.
And then I push up to 0.2 to make sure I have exactly 0.2.
As 6-year-old Cameron and his brother, 9-year-old Christian, rolled up their sleeves to become amongst the first children in Michigan to get the COVID vaccine.
Oh, you did so good.
What was on their minds most was what their young lives have been like, living in a time of a pandemic.
Because they can't, because I used to not go to my school.
Less aware of the disinformation and misinformation and the usual parental worries and the politics, what they missed most was playdates, sports, and of course, the touch of loved ones.
In order to see certain loved ones, I need to be protected to protect them. Grandparents are older. She raised me, so there was no way that I was not going to protect myself to protect her. And it was the same thing with the kids.
Sure, the parents are the ones who worry about the usual stuff, the side effects, the reactions, and, you know, just the shot itself.
It's new, but at some point all vaccinations were new. So it was just, yeah, definitely the side effects, and, you know, you always tussle back and forth on if you're doing the right thing, you know, for them.
But it turns out that it's many of the children driving the conversation about getting this particular shot.
Been a little bit exciting getting my COVID shot. It's been a little frustrating being quarantined.
And I have 2 school-age kids myself, and you know, they've never asked for a vaccine before, and they've been asking me about this one for months.
Yeah, kids asking for a vaccine. It's incredible. I just talked to a gentleman who just walked by, hi there, who said, yeah, his daughter is bringing her 5 and her 8-year-old. They can't wait to get the shot. Lots of places giving them, lots of places also scheduling them. Washtenaw County just sent out plans. Detroit is going to announce on Friday. Oakland County starts scheduling tomorrow for clinics at schools. But listen, and I've been yapping about this all day. ClickOnDetroit.com is the boss on this. We have got people who've been tracking where to get the shots. If you don't want to wait to schedule, go to ClickOnDetroit.com and find out where they are giving it right now. And kudos to them. They work so hard. And when I looked on there today, I was amazed at how they were tracking this.
Yes, okay, indeed. Paula, thank you. Well, as younger kids are beginning to get vaccinated, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services held a virtual event today for parents.
And this included information on why the vaccines are so important here in Michigan, as well as some of the practical aspects of the rollout. Dr. Frank McGeorge joins us now with what parents need to know. Doc?
Yeah, guys, you know, the vaccine for 5 to 11-year-olds were pre-ordered and delivered in anticipation of yesterday's CDC green light. Now the decision to vaccinate or not is in the hands of parents. So today's MDHHS panel really focused on providing some of the information that parents might need to make that call.
Having conversations with my medical colleagues the vast majority of physicians are planning to vaccinate our own children. I'm planning to vaccinate my son as soon as I can. And I think that speaks to the safety and efficacy of these vaccines.
That's Dr. Natasha Bagdasarian, the new chief medical executive for the state of Michigan. She addressed many of the commonest questions about this newly authorized vaccine, including what's known about potential long-term effects.
What I can tell you is that in the clinical trials in the 5 to 11-year-old age group, the side effects were very mild. And while we don't have long-term data on the vaccines and any potential long-term consequences, we also don't have long-term data on the consequences of COVID-19 infection long-term. The virus simply has not been around long enough, nor have the vaccines.
Other panelists, including Veronica McNally, a member of the CDC's advisory panel on immunization practices, focused on the reason vaccinating children in our state can have an important impact.
In Michigan, more than 196,000 confirmed cases from ages 0 to 19 have been reported, and 22 deaths have been reported in ages 10 to 19 as of October 28th. Outbreak investigations have demonstrated that children can efficiently transmit COVID-19, including transmission to their friends and classmates, their older household members, and community members.
So on the benefit side of the vaccine, whether you are considering the 91% efficacy against symptomatic COVID or the opportunity to disrupt the spread of the virus within a classroom or the community, there are plenty of reasons the vaccine for 5 to 11-year-olds just makes sense. Back to you.
All right, Frank. And just a short time ago, President Biden addressed the nation on the authorization. He wants parents to know they don't have to worry about getting access to these vaccines.
As soon as next week, we'll have enough vaccine and enough places, and parents will be able to schedule appointments to get their kids their first shot. And we've already secured enough vaccine supply for every single child in America ages 5 through 11.
And with that news, Governor Whitmer said the state is ready for children to get their shots. She says it's the best way to keep them in school.
We pre-ordered 287,700 doses of the Pfizer pediatric coronavirus vaccine. We are working to ensure that anyone who wants to get their children vaccinated has got that ability, that it's quickly available. And I know that there are a lot of parents with younger kids who are really excited about this. This is an incredibly safe, effective vaccine. And for parents who have questions, I encourage you to talk to your pediatricians or your medical providers and don't pass up this opportunity to protect your kids.
Yeah, now Paula Tutman said it before, we'll say it again. If you are looking to get a shot for your child, our vaccine hunter, Ken Haddad, has fired up his live blog.
He's constantly posting updates on location and new places opening up and how to snag an appointment. You can find the link to help find a shot right on the homepage of our website.
Now, there is a significant rise to report in the latest round of new coronavirus numbers. The state reporting 9,764 new cases over the past 2 days. We're getting close. That came from a review of vital records.
All right, now take a look at the 7-day moving average. We're tracking on clickondetroit.com. You can see the trend is headed in the wrong direction. 3 weeks ago, we averaged about 3,400 cases. Today, that average is 3,800 cases per day.
All right, let's get a quick check of the weather now on what's been a rather chilly Wednesday.
Yeah, let's get over to Paul Gross right now to see what's in store for later tonight. Hi, Paul.
Well, chilly is the word, and you can see here on 4-zone weather, we have 46 in Detroit, same thing at Taylor. Those are some of the warmest readings. We have 44 in Troy, 42 in West Bloomfield. In our south zone, 45 in Dundee, Carlton, Lambertville, 44 in Saline. In our west zone, notice you get away from the city. Look at it, we're already down to 41 over in Milford, 42 in Whitmore Lake. In our north zone, a lot of 41s, even 40 at Deckerville, 41 over in Port Huron. Now, we have a lot of clouds around. Don't worry about these blips you see here. I'm checking the airports. Very little of that is actually reaching the ground, so mainly dry. You might see a sprinkle or flurry this evening. Temps falling into the 30s. We'll talk about the warm-up coming our way in just a few, guys.
All right, Paul. Let's turn to the election now and some of the big winners from last night.
And there are a whole lot of firsts among the winners. And Dearborn Abdullah Hammoud will become the first mayor of Arab descent in the city's history. He beat out former state rep Gary Warrenchak.
In Hamtramck, Amr Ghalib defeated longtime Mayor Karen Majewski. Ghalib has never held public office before, but will become that city's first Muslim mayor.
And in the race for Detroit Mayor, Mike Duggan soundly defeated his challenger, Anthony Adams. Duggan will now get a third term in office. And while a familiar face is staying in the mayor's office, this Detroit City Council, that was going to look a whole lot different.
Some kind of turnover coming. Newcomers are going to fill 6 of the 9 seats on the council for the next 4 years. Who are they? Rod Maloney here to introduce us to the newer members of the council. New members, though, Rod, some of these are familiar faces, though.
No doubt about it, Devin. And here's the thing. Take a look behind me. You get the Coleman A. Young Municipal Center, right? It's named after Coleman A. Young, the legendary mayor. Well, just under 50 years since he first took office, his son is now going to have a seat on the city council. We had a chance to talk to him about that today.
I'm humbled. I'm honored.
Coleman A. Young II is one of 6 new Detroit City Council members, a new majority if it chooses.
Well, I think we're just going to have people with new perspectives.
The others are political newcomer Angela Callaway, who unseated incumbent Roy McAllister Jr. Former State Representative Fred Deerhole III now fills the vacant seat left by former council member Gabe Leland, who pled guilty to misconduct in office. Activist Letitia Johnson takes the Reverend Andre Spivey's seat after he pled guilty in federal court to bribery. Gabriela Santiago Romero picks up where council member Raquel Castandena Lopez left off. She decided not to run for re-election. Former State Representative Mary Waters replaces incumbent Janae Ayers, whose home the FBI raided last August as part of its probe in a towing contract wrongdoing in the city. She has not been charged with any crime. Waters previously also had her own scrape with the law involving activist Sam Riddle and alleged bribery of a Southfield city official back in 2010. She pled guilty to filing a false tax return and served a year's probation. Young believes this new council understands corruption cannot continue, and he believes, citing his 12 years in the legislature, there's a new energy and desire to truly serve the city's residents.
You know, having to work with Republicans, it was like running into a brick wall at full speed every day. So I look forward to working with my colleagues. I think it's a breath of fresh air. I think it's promises of new beginnings.
Now, Young has a long agenda, much like many of the other new members of the council. Transportation, substandard housing, flooding, of course, the issues on many people's minds. But he also wants to see more cops in the street. He also wants to see mini substations and rec centers. Now, the question is, can he get that through council and up to the mayor's office? We'll have to wait and see. Reporting live downtown, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Such a key ingredient, the relationship between that new council and the mayor. All right, Rod, if you need to get caught up on all of the local races, we've got the results on all 200 plus races across Metro Detroit at clickondetroit.com. You'll find the link on the homepage right now.
All right, well, we are off and running here on a Wednesday. Let's check in with Sean Lay.
A young mom in Detroit. Her home is on fire and she's on the roof holding her 2 babies in her arms.
And it felt like it was chasing us out the doors.
She had to drop her babies down to neighbors who ran to help. Now those neighbors are being recognized as heroes.
Also, the major step today to help the tens of thousands of people forced to boil their water because of that massive water main break. Megan?
There's a shortage of salt and plow truck drivers across the region. Coming up, we tell you how road commissions are planning to fill that gap.